Got it on the blacks, it's not going to change, but as soon as I put it over the white on that bridge, look at that. Hey everyone, today in this video, I'm going to be checking out the Nanoleaf 4D screen mirror and lighting kit. Nanoleaf did send me the sample, but any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this product or you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in the video description. Here's a look at the retail box and packaging. They walk you through some key tech specs and features on the backside, and we can learn more about it from the sides of the box as well. Take a look at all the apps that this is compatible with. Pretty impressive lineup right there. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up and see what's inside. Here are all the contents. First up, we have our quick start guide consisting of our pairing code, and we have a couple of steps to follow to get everything up and running. Basically, install the corner brackets, peel and stick your light on, set up the camera, plug everything in, download the app, and you're all set and ready to go. Moving right along, we have our adhesive strips here, followed by our mount for the camera. Now, when I was filming the scene, for some reason I went like this and just stretched it back to showcase how it works, and I broke mine. So hopefully yours isn't broken, but this will go on the back of your TV or monitor. This spring and weight will keep it in place. You'll mount your camera to it, and you'll be up and running with that. Next, we have our 4 corner brackets here. So use some adhesive strips along the corners of your TV or monitor, and then you'll peel and stick the lights along the sides there. These are really cool. We have our power supply with barrel connector. We have our control panel here. 3 buttons front and center, and our power button down at the bottom. They're all really clicky and nice. I love how they feel. Nice soft rubber too. Nanoleaf logo and branding. Then we have our ports right here to connect everything. Pairing code on the back, it looks like, as well too, which is cool. So you have that. And then last but not least, we have the lights here, USB Type-C. Get a feel for that right there. Nice reel here. Now let's go ahead, let's get everything set up. First up, identify your monitor or TV. This supports up to 85-inch televisions or monitors. We have a 32-inch monitor here with a removable bracket on the bottom, which will complicate this a little bit, but we plan on just running the lights around the corners at the top, and then down here, we'll get a little creative with how we end up doing it. Coming back through here, around, and we'll probably wrap it a couple of times just to maximize the light on the back, since with anything extra left over, we're just gonna snip it off. So this is only a 32-inch monitor. It supports up to 85 inches. Do wanna point out too, on each of these brackets, you have scissor marks here, so we are able to cut and remove some of this as needed. So depending on where you wanna position things, say you wanted to do this and come straight across here, then we could cut that first one off to get that nice and snug fit right there. So first up, go ahead, lay it out how you want, then get these attached. When installing the adhesive backs, you'll notice at the top here we have a little bit of slack here. I'm leaving that part out. So we're peeling this off, we're taking it, we're lining it up just like this. So in the future, if we ever want to remove these, we have our little pull away option right there. So that's how we're installing those. So in the future, they should be a lot easier to remove. So there we go. We have everything installed so far. Now, they only give you 8 adhesive backs for these corners, which means you have to be perfect. I've already messed them up twice, so technically I don't have any backings left to get this one installed if I wanted to position it right here. I'm not sure if I even need these, and it's overkill. So with that being said, we're gonna leave the ones that we have here and see how everything starts to go, and if we need to work on putting this down here or not. I'm thinking I'll be able just to loop the strands and not even use or need these at all. So we're gonna start getting the strips installed. We'll go around and we'll see where we're at down here and what we're able to do flexibility-wise for the remainder of the bottom right here. Here's a close-up of the LED strip lights right here with our cutting marks clearly labeled for us. So on these copper contacts, that's where you can cut the strip light if needed. Then here's a look at the back side right there. The good news here, where we can line it up and peel it on, I will be able to just go around the corners like that. So we can just do simple bends in the strip if we wanted. We could even do something maybe a little bit fancier and have it stick on itself if we want, but we will be able to move it around the monitor without having to use those brackets if we don't want to. So now it's as simple as peel and stick. And here's a look at everything we haven't made our cut yet. This is the full reel expanded. So we're gonna cut it right here on the last cut point. And there we go. We now have everything installed. So when we don't use the corners, you just have a little bend like this, and it's obviously not gonna adhere at that particular spot. But everything else has decent adhesion here. As we move around, a little bit here could use some adjustments. I got creative using the inside of it too. And then those bends, some do a little bit better than others depending on where it's at and how much contact it has here. But not bad. Nobody should see the back side, so I'd rather have more light than less light. Especially if you're using a smaller screen. If you're using an 85-inch TV, well, you'll just have to put it on one time or however far you're able to get. But in this case, since we can wrap it around multiple times, so I'm happy with how it turned out. I also wanted to say that I chose to start it where I did because that's where the power cord for the monitor is. So if I want to do any cable management or things like that, then I'll be able to connect it and manage and tie them down together right there. So that's why I did it the way that I did. Your results may look a little bit different depending on your situation. Now it's time to install the camera, either using the included display up at the top, pointed down and back at your TV, or if you want to use the included smaller adhesive strip, you can fasten it to the camera on your TV stand or something along those lines, pointing it up and at your picture. Now it's time to connect our cables. So the larger USB Type A cable is going to be your camera, and the USB Type C cable is going to be your strip lights. Then we need to take the power supply and adapter and connect that cable as well and attach it to our wall so then we can download the Nanoleaf app to finish setup. All right, so we have everything set up and ready to go here. Look at that nice back glow. This is over a foot away from the wall, and we turned off all the other lights so you can see how much it's going to illuminate. Don't worry, this isn't affecting anything. That RGB is not bright enough to cast any substantial glow from what you're seeing right here. We have just a video playing in the background, but currently we're not using the camera yet. So let's just cycle through some of the different presets here right on the control. If you don't want to use the mobile app, you don't have to. If you do use the mobile app available for iOS and Android devices, you'll unlock even more features and functionality. But let's go ahead, we'll just cycle through some of these so you can see how everything looks. But really bright, really vivid. I'm glad we kept all the extra lights on. I definitely think that's the way to go. If you can make something work like that, why not? You already have them anyways. You're just going to cut them off and throw them out. You might as well take advantage of even the brighter lights that you can get. So take a look. Great effects here. Again, this is not anything to do with the picture yet. We will activate that in just a second. Just wanted to cycle through some of the presets here so you can see how they look. And the primary camera, if you're wondering, that's going to be about 9 feet away from us right here too. So definitely a lot brighter in person than what you're seeing on the main camera here. So if you have this on a home theater with a large TV or at your desk up against the wall, you'll really like how bright this is. And you can always turn that down if you want. But the presets are great. Pretty cool lighting effects here. Get a feel for that color range. Now let's go ahead, let's have some fun. Let's activate the camera setting. Now we're looking at the camera preset here. So we press the little TV play button icon on the remote, and you'll notice now the color is changing to match what we're seeing in the images right here on our display. As those scenes change, you'll notice that the background is changing pretty frequently too, which is nice. So look at that. Pretty cool. Very responsive. Count me impressed. So clearly it's seeing a lot of blue as it's analyzing and looking at the display right there. We're not getting any of those pinks from the flowers. Seeing more blue there again. It just changed a little bit there, a little bit darker now. Moving further along into our video playing right here. Just as responsive again as the scenes change. It's going to match the horizon a little bit there. That's really cool. Look at the sun and our background. So it's picking up on all of those different warm whites. So definitely adds to your experience, whether you're gaming, streaming content, watching whatever you want. Pretty cool to have that option with the camera. Just for fun, I took the camera off and I'm just moving it around myself right here. So look at that. Got it on the blacks, it's not going to change, but as soon as I put it over the white on that bridge, look at that. Further back we get, I can tell it's definitely analyzing more of the picture, because you'll see the different colors here now. So want some blue, get more of that red from the rooftop there. So that's pretty neat. So you can play around with that too, repositioning the camera with what's ideal for the content that you're consuming, or putting it down below again to point and aim wherever you want it on the screen. We got it back up at the top, and with this screen basically being black, you'll notice that our screen's pretty black, but then as those fireworks come on, it starts to flash too. So I don't know, that's really cool. Pretty sweet piece of technology. Now we have some music playing, so we can check out music mode right here. Obviously, if I'm talking to, that microphone's gonna pick up what I'm saying. But we got music mode on right now. Take a look as we listen. Pretty sweet to see those lights change. Obviously, depending on the music that you're listening to, the intensity will vary for music mode. But pretty cool technology overall, an advanced feature set to be able to have an immersive experience while you're consuming content, whether that's gaming or binge watching your favorite TV show or content creator, right?